Welcome, Autograph Fisherman here, and I have another profile video for you. Today it is Peter Zezel, born April 22nd, 1965. Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Died May 26, 2009, age 44. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Height 5 feet 11 inches, 180 centimeters. Weight 200 pounds, 91 kilograms, 14 stone 4 pounds. Position center. Shot left. Played for Philadelphia Flyers, Washington Capitals, St. Louis Blues, Toronto Maple Leafs, Dallas Stars, New Jersey Devils, Vancouver Canucks. NHL Draft 41st overall, 1983. Philadelphia Flyers. Playing career 1984 to 1999. Peter Zezel, April 22nd, 1965 to May 26, 2009, was a Canadian professional ice hockey center who spent 15 seasons in the National Hockey League from 1984 to 1999. Early life. Zezel was born and raised in Scarborough, Ontario. Zezel was an alumnus of Birchmount Park Collegiate Institute. His father, Peter Zezel Sr., immigrated from SRB, Croatia in 1947. When Zezel Sr. arrived in Canada, he anglicized his family name from Zezelj. Playing career. Zezel was selected 41st overall in the second round of the 1983 NHL entry draft by the Philadelphia Flyers. While he joined the NHL as a skilled offensive player and put up high-scoring numbers in his first 8 seasons, he spent the second half of his career primarily as a defensive specialist noted for his strong face-off skills. Zezel joined the Flyers lineup in the 1984-85 at the age of 19 and made an instant impact, finishing 5th in rookie scoring with 61 points and setting a team record 46 assists by a rookie. He was part of a young Flyer team with 8 regulars under the age of 22 and only Mark Howe over the age of 27, which surprised the hockey world by reaching the Stanley Cup Finals, where they were defeated by the Edmonton Oilers. The Flyers' head coach at the time was Mike Keenan, who became one of Zezel's biggest influences, and who would reacquire Zezel several times later in their careers. When Zezel was in Philadelphia, his family hosted young Wendell Clark. Clark would stay in Zezel's room during the regular season with Zezel's family. After a 54-point sophomore campaign, Zezel had his best year in 1986-87, registering career highs of 33 goals and 72 points, despite missing 9 games to injury, while continuing to impress with his mature all-around game. That spring, he would again help the Flyers to the Stanley Cup Finals, registering 13 points before the team was again bested by the Oilers. The Flyers dealt Zezel to the St. Louis Blues midway through the 1988-89 in exchange for Mike Bullard. Zezel played some of the best hockey of his career for the Blues, finishing the season with a career-high 49 assists and 70 points. In the playoffs that year, he led the Blues with 6 goals and 12 points in just 10 games. In 1989-90, he had another fine season, posting 25 goals and 72 points. In 1990, St. Louis dealt him to the Washington Capitals for Jeff Courtnall. His stay in Washington was brief, as he appeared in only 20 games before being dealt to his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs in a deal for Al Iafrate. He finished the 1990-91 season with 40 points in 52 games due to injury. In 1991-92, he recorded 49 points in 64 games, in another year hampered by injury. The hiring of Pat Burns as the Maple Leafs head coach in 1992 represented a turning point in Zezel's career. While he had previously always been given a great deal of offensive responsibility, the defensive-minded Burns employed Zezel almost exclusively as a checking line center, and his numbers plummeted. Additionally, he continued to be plagued by injuries, missing half the 1993-94 season with an ongoing back problems that had bothered him for several years. On October 16th, 1993, Zezel had a freak accident during warm-up versus a game against the Red Wings. The team was warming up on the ice. Zezel ruptured a disc in his lower back while taking a practice shot. He was bedridden for 3 days. His housemate Wendell Clark reported Zezel was in extreme pain. His back was so swollen that doctors could not take x-rays for days. However, when healthy, he was still an effective player and helped Toronto reach the Western Conference Finals in both 1993 and 1994, including a Game-1 overtime winner in 1994. In the summer of 1994, Zezel was awarded to the Dallas Stars as compensation for the Leafs signing of free agent Mike Craig. His one season in Dallas was a disappointment, as he was limited to just 30 games and 11 points by a knee injury. For 1995 to 96, he was signed by the St. Louis Blues and his old coach Keenan. Dealt to the New Jersey Devils in 1997, his career hit a low point in the 1997 to 98 campaign when he was sent to the minors for the first time in his career. He performed well in the AHL with 50 points in 35 games for the Albany River Rats. Keenan, who was now coaching in Vancouver, had Zezel acquired by the Canucks in February 1998. There, Zezel was given a chance to contribute offensively alongside star winger Alexander Modjany, and he responded with 17 points in 25 games, including a goal on his first shift as a Canuck. Zezel's career ended abruptly at the trade deadline late in the 1998-99 season. Zezel's niece Jillian was terminally ill with cancer in Toronto, and he requested a trade from the Canucks, who were far out of the playoff race, to an Eastern Conference team, so he could be closer to his family. Instead, Vancouver general manager Brian Burke dealt him to the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, the farthest stop from Toronto in the league. Zezel retired from the NHL and returned home, with Burke and Canucks management receiving criticism from a media and public sympathetic to Zezel's situation and for the callous way they thought he was treated. Burke had the Canucks buy out the remainder of Zezel's contract, $110,000, and made a charitable donation in the same amount to an organization the Canucks supported for terminally ill children. Zezel finished his career playing 873 games, scoring 219 goals and 389 assists, with a total of 608 points. Soccer career. Zezel was an impressive soccer player in his youth, although eventually choosing to concentrate on hockey. During off-seasons early in his career, he continued to play competitively. Zezel was drafted by the Toronto Blizzard of the North American Soccer League, 5, and appeared as striker in 3 exhibition games for them in 1982. He never appeared in an official NASL game. In 1984, he played in the National Soccer League with Toronto Italia. During the summer of 1991, he played for the North York Rockets of the Canadian Soccer League. In May 2010, the Soccer Hall of Fame and Museum Board of Governors selected Zezel as the first recipient of the Brian Budd Award. Peter's father, Peter Sr., was an accomplished soccer player for the Serbian White Eagles FC. Peter played his youth soccer for Wexford SC. The skills he honed during his years on the pitch helped him on the ice. His soccer background made him a very strong player along the boards and one of the best face-off men in the NHL. He was called up to the Canadian U16 camp in 1981, and the next year when he was 17, Zezel was a member of the Canadian national under-20 team at the 1982 CONCACAF U20 tournament, appearing in 2 matches. Personal life. Hollywood used Zezel's hockey skills in a small role in the 1986 film Youngblood. In retirement, he coached minor hockey teams in the Toronto area and also operated a sports camp in Markham, Ontario that focused on improving the hockey and soccer skills of young players while having fun. Zezel never married and had no children of his own. Death and legacy. In October 2001, Zezel almost died of the rare blood disorder that eventually claimed his life, hemolytic anemia. At the time, he made a full recovery, but in 2009 his condition worsened and he was close to death. Zezel underwent chemotherapy and had his spleen removed as part of his treatment. Shortly after his splenectomy, Zezel began complaining of serious headaches. Roughly 12 hours later, he once again underwent surgery, during which time surgeons had found hemorrhaging in his brain. He slowly lapsed into a coma and was placed on life support once his organs began to fail. As Zezel wanted to donate his organs, his family made the decision to remove him from life support so that the organs might be preserved. Zezel died on May 26, 2009, with the service taking place at the All-Serbian St. Serbian Orthodox Church in Mississauga. Zezel was laid to rest in Pine Hill Cemetery in Scarborough. In July 2014, a street in a new development in Scarborough was named Zezel Way to honor Zezel. Well, that was another profile video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts about Peter Zezel, let me know them in the comments. I would like to read them. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As always, until next time, keep on collecting. Bye.